What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the CRWN Cinema Podcast. In this episode, we are breaking down
and literally just watched
The Truman Show. Whew. It's honestly pretty dark of a movie if you really think about it.
There we go. Okay, so first time I saw this movie, I was 13. Now I'm 26. This is a fucked up movie.
Fucked up.
This is a bad movie. Terrible movie for people with like borderline schizophrenia.
Well, the Truman, there's a real psychotic thing called the Truman syndrome, where people that have schizophrenia, some of them believe that they're on a reality TV show. It's like this has become a real thing because of this movie.
Oh, it happened after this movie came out?
Yeah.
I would think like if you were just like just a little paranoid, especially like if you've just been living like this like kind of good life where things have always just like worked out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say you like take a little bit of shrooms or acid with your buddies and you sit around and you watch this movie and you're just like, wait a minute, is everybody just like helping me? Am I just like here for everybody's entertainment? I don't know. It's a good theory. It could be real. Could be real.
The Truman Show delusion.
I could see myself like down the road being like, holy shit. Like
You see yourself down the road losing your mind?
oh yeah.
See myself in a couple of years getting the Truman Show delusion.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Tough movie for the mentally weak.
The original script for it was much, much darker.
Yeah, because I can just tell, like, seeing it now that they could have gone way darker.
Yeah, there's a lot of,
But I think just, like, they could have gone more like Twilight Zone or Black Mirror. But I think it was kind of the right thing to do with the tone of this movie because it's like kind of keeping you submerged in like how Truman feels.
And how
Or
the people that
like
are
the
watching,
audience.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
like they don't want to see like tragedy.
Right.
Because they've like, in their minds, they raised Truman or
Yeah,
like they've been
grown
a
with
part
them.
of, they've been a part of like his raising.
Right.
And so like you can't actually show like how messed up this really is.
Because I mean, yeah, people are watching it on TV. It's winning awards. It's like the biggest TV show in the world. So
people really care.
yeah, and people are watching it and they don't think it's fucked up.
Yeah.
So like they can make it more comical so that way we're not like, good God.
Yeah.
I think the director actually said he wanted it to be more light because the original script was pretty dark.
So the original script was way darker.
It actually was darker.
Okay.
It went through like, hold on. It went through, I have the number here. It went through 16 drafts to get them to the final version.
Damn. Okay. Wow. That's crazy.
But he wanted it to be more light and comical because he wanted the audience, the real audience like us, to be able to imagine that we could watch this show 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because if it's dark and brutal, you're like, who the fuck is watching this? It'd be like dystopian kind of thing.
Yeah,
but he wanted it to be real.
Yeah.
It's like it's more comical because you can see yourself actually watching this guy's life.
Yeah. Also, yeah, so it makes sense that he wanted to go after Jim Carrey for this role.
Mm-hmm.
And I did read that was like a bit of a struggle because like Jim Carrey, I mean, I think he was the guy in the 90s, like for just like kind of entertainment value. Like I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio and maybe Brad Pitt, like I feel like those were the movie stars. But I feel like everybody just overall like loved Jim Carrey.
Yeah, well,
because he's so funny.
Yeah, exactly.
And so just kind of like that lighthearted, but yet like kind of like psychotic, like that energy, that random burst of energy to where you're like, Jim Carrey is just a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that the director, Peter Weiss.
Weiss?
I think it's Weiss.
Really?
I saw in an interview, somebody said Weiss.
Oh, all right.
But I would have assumed Weiss as well.
Peter Weiss.
Peter Weiss.
Chewie.
He wanted Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey was so busy that they had to wait, and Jim Carrey wanted the role as well. They had to wait like I think over a year to finally get this, which is kind of insane to think about. Like holding off on like a big, Hollywood was pushing for this one too, and so like waiting like over a year to finally get it rolling because you were waiting for Jim Carrey to like get out, and Jim Carrey took like a $12 million pay cut for this.
I don't think it was that much. I think his normal was like 20. And his pay cut, I think he may have gotten paid 12, just over 20.
Was that what it was?
I think I read that.
Okay.
Let's fact check.
But yeah, here we go again.
Thanks, Chat GPT. Jim Carrey. All right, this is AI overview, so grain of salt.
Mine was ChatGPT. So we don't know what's real anymore.
Jim Carrey's salary for the Truman Show was $12 million, which is a significant pay cut from a standard $20 million fee at the time, according to Industria Movies. There you go. We got another one, JimCarreyOnline.com.
Well, that's got to be real.
Yeah, so I guess for Liar Liar, he made $20 million. The Cable Guy, he made $20 million. And $12 million for the Truman Show.
Okay.
And took a massive pay cut for Batman Forever. I guess because he wasn't a star.
He's not Batman.
Yeah, he's not the star.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But so like the original script, what they had in the first original idea for the thing, the city was set in New York. So it wasn't a utopia. It was like, it wasn't a utopia. And they also staged crime, like criminal incidents in the city. So Truman would like go through like crime.
Like he would get robbed or he would just witness like bad things happening.
I don't know exactly, but I would assume they would probably put him through criminal activity. Not him doing the crime, but like crime being done to him.
I don't know. It would be pretty interesting to see like just putting this guy through the ringer.
Yeah.
Like he like gets framed for a robbery. So he has to go do like 2 years in jail.
Make him join a prison gang.
Yeah.
Turn him into
a
skinhead in prison.
Like that would have been pretty interesting.
Yeah, imagine they stage a prison, put like real, make it realistic with the prison gangs. Then he joins the skinheads in prison. Like, wait, no, this is not what we wanted.
Yeah, and you see the creator of the show saying like, hit him again, again.
Yeah, you could get real dark in the prison scene.
Yeah,
let's move past the prison.
But so you don't know like what exactly? I would assume like he could like stop a crime. Like an old lady walking across the street and a guy takes her bag. And like, so now it's up to Truman to like be a hero or is he scared? Right. Like I could see those situations, but like they put it like straight in his face. Like the old woman, like could go up to him and say like, help me, please. Like catch that man, please, please. To where it's like, damn, like all right. Like I have no choice.
Yeah. So they did that.
That would have been cool.
They changed it from New York City to this, I guess, what's the town called? Seaside Harbor? Yeah. They changed it to be more like utopia, family-friendly type of town because the New York City made it feel more dystopian. Because it's like in the big city, it's like people are watching him, so it felt dystopian.
Well, also for the character of Truman, if you're just surrounded by this shit city, you're going to want to leave even more. So it would just kind of go against like the objective, which is they want this show to last as long as possible.
Yep.
I think the whole main point of the show, or one of the main points, is that you don't want Truman to ever find out that he's being duped.
Right.
So yeah, like if you put him in a straight
grimy
up
city with crime,
yeah,
he's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
He's like, oh my God, I'm going to Fiji and nobody can stop me.
Yeah, he'll be Brody from Jaws, escape to this town.
Yeah. Damn, they pretty much look just like each other.
Yep. Truman had a drinking problem in the original script. He's getting drunk all the time. So they rewrote that one. They didn't want him to be an alcoholic in the show.
I mean, I don't know. He's getting pretty fucked up in this one too.
He drinks a lot of beer. His buddy's always bringing a six pack.
His buddy just shut. He's like, German.
Yeah. I got the beers, bro. Now this is a beer. Every time his buddy drinks, it's just like the can is facing the camera for the ad placement. Whenever Truman confronts Meryl, whenever she wields the knife that she just advertised earlier in the movie, that was a way more aggressive scene. They trimmed that down to not be as aggressive as it was. So it was like way more aggressive in the original draft.
Well, and in this one, let me tell you something. It was getting there. It was getting pretty bad. Because he like grabs her, then he lets her go. And then she says something of like, I wish somebody would help me.
Yeah, she's like, somebody do something.
Yeah, and he's like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Which is funny. Like that scene is just so good of like kind of showing like a mental breakdown. Because like for us, we're laughing so hard because he's like,
yeah, whenever she
does the first advertisement when for like the Mount Nicaragua.
Yeah, he's at the bottom of he's like at the bottom of like his psychotic break. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
His wife's not listening to him, and she gives him an ad placement when he's trying to like find out his wife to console him, and she just, why don't I make you some Morocco cocoa? It's made with this leaf. Who are you talking to?
Yeah, it's just that's like just Jim Carrey delivery too helps that so much. But he's like, what what the hell are you talking about?
Let's pull it up. That shit is so funny.
So funny. And then it gets dark because he actually like puts that knife like to her and, you know, like just straight up puts her in a headlock. It was like, wait, we were laughing like a minute ago. So good. Just look at Carrie.
Why don't you let me fix you some of this new mococo drink? All natural cocoa beans from the upper slopes of Mountain Nicaragua, no artificial sweeteners.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
That's like the most real reaction he could possibly have. He's like finally being real, like to all this weird stuff. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, why are you talking like that? Who are you?
It's be so good every time.
That delivery is perfect.
And honestly, like she does such a good job here too, because like that right there, like it cuts right back to her face. She's like, I cannot believe they just made me read that ad.
Yeah, I know.
Like obviously he like has figured it out. Like this is gonna be the breaking point.
Yeah.
Like I can't believe somebody was like, all right, do the cocoa.
Yeah, that face right there is pure like, oh my God.
She's like, okay, like if he didn't know, he 100% knows now. I mean, what a terrible time to do this.
And it's, I think right before that, he tells her that you hate me. Like, you don't even like me.
Yeah.
Because every interaction's fake and he can feel it. I mean, your wife, you're supposed to be the most.
So in your face too. Like she's just straight up
corporate media.
Yes. She is not wanting to engage in a real conversation with him because she is lying. No matter how bad you think these characters are, like it's their job. It's like it's obviously messed up, the whole premise. But like she can't actually have a real conversation with him because for her, she's like, I'm just straight up lying to this dude. It's been 30 years he's been on this show.
Mm-hmm. And like, she's probably been on it they met in college, so he's 30. So she's probably been on it for like, what, 12 years? Is that right?
I would
12 years, I think. Let's say 18, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
They met. And so
we're getting close to like 10 years that she's been on this show and she already like knew him before, I'm sure. Like she was probably a huge fan of the show,
yep,
you know?
Yep.
But like you just can't have, like none of them can.
And I mean, it makes sense that she would start to resent Truman because she doesn't have a life. Her life is a fake life in the show.
Yeah.
So she's always performing, never can be herself. Doesn't really go home to anybody probably. Because how can she go home? Because her home is with Truman. That's his wife.
Yeah.
So she just lives in the fake world with Truman. So it's like, how can she can't live a life. So she's starting to resent Truman just because she's tired of being an actor all day long.
Yeah. It's okay. So I did actually read that this actress, in some interviews, she like kind of gave the backstory of like what she thought this character was. And so she kind of gave the story of like, she's a failed child actress. And like this was pretty much her only way to like save her career.
Interesting.
So this was like her like
sold her soul.
This is it's selling your soul because if you think about it, being an actor, this has to be like one of the worst things ever. Unless you are strictly just there for fame, then maybe this show's like a good thing. If you get like a major role in the Truman Show, But I would think like as an actor, this is like damn, like I can't believe it's come to me being on the Truman Show. Like I literally don't have a life anymore.
That kind of brings up a good point because everybody has essentially sold their soul to give this guy a fake life, and everybody's manipulating this man's life and faking everything around him. And so, in order to do that and like to literally just live a lie, you kind of have to sell your soul. So they all sold their soul to be on the show essentially because they're gonna be willing to lie, especially when his best friend, the one guy that he can console with and he cares about the most, is just feeding him lines. He's being fed, and just I'll never lie to you. It's like, bro, you are literally a horrible person.
Yeah. And I want to get to that scene because I think that was like a bigger scene than I originally thought when I first saw the movie. But like, so like one of the arguments you can make is that like you're saying like, oh, she doesn't have a life except for this, like this little fake life. And so I think you could make the argument that like when Truman goes to work, maybe that's her time to like go back home. No, it's not. Because like she still has to like be at her fake office just in case, you know, Truman either like in the movie has a psychotic break and like follows her to work and like sees like, does she actually like go to a job? Or let's say like just on a normal day where Truman might be like, you know what? I kind of want the day off, but I'm gonna go surprise my wife at work. like a romantic gesture. So like she like is always like having to like kind of act, even if she like goes away to the fake hospital. Like she still has to just be there just in case, like, hey, Truman's on his way.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
that sucks.
There's a scene that kind of shows you that, because when he goes to the travel, what's that called? Travel advisor? That's not the title.
Travel agency?
Travel agent.
Yeah.
When he goes to the travel agent, she comes in, oh, sorry, I'm late. And she has a napkin on her shirt. The napkin is what actors wear during makeup. So she had to prep for her role really quick. See what showed up at the thing. She's like, oh shit, come here. You got to be the travel agent. It's like they quickly did her makeup and she sat down and she like takes it off right before she sits down. It's like literally they didn't expect him to go because he went on a whim. He's like, I'm going to leave today.
Yep.
See y'all. And so they had to like quickly rush the actress to get in the scene to then,
That's crazy. Yeah. I didn't notice that detail.
Yeah.
You did point out though, the poster. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That they had a poster of an airplane
in the travel agent office.
Yeah. Like, of course, no travel agency is actually going to have like a picture of a plane being struck by lightning with the caption, "It could happen to you."
And when the scene opens up, the first poster that you see, it talks about terrorism and disease around the world.
Really?
Yeah. Like, all right, I'll just, so you can see it. If you're enjoying the episode so far, give us a like.
Or you could just subscribe.
Every single week, new movie breakdowns. Okay, enough rambling. Let's get to the episode. Yeah. This poster says, travelers beware. You have bought enough travel insurance to protect against terrorism, disease, wild animals, street gangs.
I think maybe you could have that poster. Like, just like maybe like you have to have, like if you're a travel agent.
You're trying to sell them insurance too.
Yeah, or like legally you have to like warn travelers of like what's going on. I could see why that poster would be in there, but to like straight up have a poster of the airplane being struck by lightning and saying it could happen to you, that is like the last thing you would want to say to anybody that's wanting to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, like we want to get you on this airplane, but we should just tell you real quick, they get hit by lightning and you could die.
And then another thing they changed from the original script was that at the very end, when Truman walks out of the fake world, he actually meets Christof and the kind of crew on a rooftop when he leaves. They're on a rooftop and he meets Christof and all the actors are just staring at him like shocked. And then he runs over to Christof in a rage and just tries to strangle him to death.
Nice.
And the actors and then all the crew members pull him off.
Yeah.
And then
I'm glad they changed that.
Yeah,
one.
and he ends up reconnecting with Sylvia. You actually see him getting back together with the girl.
That's the one he first falls in love with.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one her fake name was Lauren on the set, but her real name is Sylvia.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But the reason that change is so important is because the ending to this movie is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as he walks through the door, the cameras are off of him.
Mm-hmm.
So like as an audience that's been watching this movie,
True.
like seeing him just walk through the door and that's it.
Yeah,
that's like the reality.
The Truman
It's
Show's
like,
over.
Yeah, the Truman Show's over. So like you can't see the cameras on him anymore and you can't see what he does next because he has now entered the real world. So that's why like this, that's good. It would have been satisfying to see him like, fuck, like going after the creator, finding his love. But no, perfect ending for this movie is the ending that they chose.
Yeah, I love movies like this where the theme and the idea of it is so tightly woven into how they shoot it and how they write it and the whole story. Going right off what your point is saying, because I mean it's very obvious, but like the camera angles of like shooting most of the movie through security cameras and awkward angles and button cams, just to give you the sense of what the Truman Show actually is.
Yeah,
because I mean the way the movie starts off, it's you're watching the real Truman Show. Like the movie is playing out like how the Truman Show would be playing out most of the time. Like you see the interviews, it says created by Christof, the creator of the show. You see the actors, like it names the characters starring and it names the character, not the actual actor. So you get to watch the Truman Show actually play out.
It's perfect. Now, as far as like the darkness in this film though, I just think of it's like Truman has to have sex with his wife.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I think one of the changes from the script was that they like blatantly said that he makes love to his wife. Like they made that more of a point. Like they kind of they give you the hint that he does, but in the original draft they like told you that no, he makes love to his wife.
Yeah.
Prostituting basically the actress.
I was gonna say it's. I think it's technically rape because it's like sex under false pretenses.
I feel like it's more prostitution because she's getting paid to have sex with him.
You can make the argue for both, but as far like he's getting raped, Truman's kind of getting raped. You could like make the argument because he doesn't know any of this. If he actually knew what was going on, he wouldn't have sex with that girl.
Right. Oh, it's kind of like
if he knew that the whole world was kind of in on like the fact that he's having sex with this girl
who's not who he thinks she is.
Yeah, like one could classify that as rape.
It's kind of like White Lotus season 2, if you remember. It's Christopher from The Sopranos, that actor. His son ends up finding a prostitute and they like fall in love and he thinks that he's going to save her and bring her back to the States. But in the very end of the show, spoiler alert, she's just a prostitute just wants that money. Yep. So he was with the girl that he thought was different and she's really just a prostitute. So same kind of thing here. He thinks he's with the wife who's really just a prostitute who's faking everything to be on the show and create this fictional life for Truman.
Yeah. That's where like I'm also, I just feel bad for Truman like entering the real world at the end. Because like 30 years, like you think about like the teen years of like, sexual experimentation.
Yeah.
But even what you see in the movie, like him like cutting out the magazine of the woman. And he gives some excuse for like why he's doing it. But like everybody knows that he's lying.
Mm-hmm.
That just sucks. Like he's going to enter the real world and he's not even going to know like how to tell like white lies because everybody's going to be able to see right through him.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everything about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just so sad.
More on why the ending is perfect is because at the end of it, when he finally does escape this fake world, he leaves through like a very small black void to leave the fake world. And so, because when you really think about the movie, it is really dark because in reality, if you really think about what this guy, if this was a real man, what he's going to go through, he looks into the fake world and they shoot it to where it looks more beautiful. Like the voice of God is talking to him. Beautiful clouds, like the heavens are there. It's the open water of like adventure and freedom. But he chooses to leave through a small little black box, which is not pretty. It's a void. It's unknown. It's scary.
Scary.
And so when he leaves, you realize that the other world is perfect, but he's going to walk into the real world where he's going to have huge amounts of trauma. He's not going to be able to trust anybody anymore. He's not going to know what's real or what's not real because he's going to be like, are you an actor? Are y'all feeding me lines? So when he chooses to leave the fake world because he can't just stay somewhere that he knows is fake, but when he goes in the real world, he's going to be unsure of what's real or what's fake. So like that little black box of not showing him leaving and like the unknown and just realizing like, damn, he's going to have a lot of problems in this real world. It's going to be really messed up for him for a long time.
No. Reality is Truman, if this is real, he goes to a psych ward. You have to check him in. You got to strap him down because there's just no way of ever convincing somebody that they're not the center of attention anymore. Because he's also still just going to be just as famous in the outside world. Like, people are still going to be coming up to him and like asking for pictures and like, so it's just cameras are on him yet again.
I feel like the only way he could live a normal life and keep his sanity is to move to some rural part of the world where they didn't watch the Truman Show and they don't know. So he could maybe have a little bit of trust knowing that they aren't actors. He goes to like some village in Africa and lives with them. That'd be the only way he could keep his sanity. Because I mean, if he goes back to Sylvia, you can maybe argue that he can only trust her because she's actually the only one that's ever told him the truth. But then he could be in the back of his head, but is this part of the show? Did they set the seed up for later? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe he goes to Fiji and he's
because then I think about like evil people that like would see him at a bar or something. I am evil people. And like you just go up to him and be like, you think you're really out? You're not.
And these people know everything about you. They've seen you for 30 years. Every movement
There's no secrets.
They know.
That's the worst part. It's like at 30 years too. Like if everybody's just been watching this, like that's just so many secrets, like embarrassing moments that like everybody just has on you.
There's a cool shot in the movie that kind of tells you that. When Truman starts to get kind of suspicious, when he first starts to be like, what the fuck is going on? I think it's right after he stops traffic and sees the elevator.
Like,
all that. There's a shot where he walks behind a pole to like, he's kind of like hiding his face and like kind of looking around. That's kind of a metaphor for his life because he thinks he can hide behind the pole, but really his real privacy is about as private as that pole can hide him.
Yeah.
You know, that it's just like a shot where he's trying to hide behind a hole, but you can try to hide behind a pole, but you can still see him.
Yeah.
And so that's just a reference to his whole life. Like he can try to hide, but people are still watching him.
Yeah. It's brutal, like seeing him like kind of go through he's not losing his mind, but he's just understanding things. And then I think the big moment, but it's also like the most heartbreaking moment is whenever him and his best friend are like sitting on the bridge, which by the way, remember I pointed it out. Yeah. I want to say it again on this podcast, but like the bridge also isn't even high enough for Truman to kill himself if he wanted to.
Right.
Just a total playground of a world. Like they just won't let him. But the reason that moment is so big is because like kind of at first glance, you think that his best friend like fools Truman, but he doesn't. He just like kind of reaffirms like Truman's worst fear of everything. And it's whenever the guy says like, Truman, if everybody's in on it, that means I got to be in on it too. And so like, I'm sure for Truman, like he just hears that and he's like, oh my God. Like, just like, that's gotta be like the most heartbreaking thing of like, oh my God, like you're in on it too.
Because he's seen too much evidence to be like, well, everybody is in on it.
Yeah.
So like, what are you telling me, buddy?
Yeah. And so it's like, oh my God. Like, and it just wouldn't be like that hard for him at this point to like really put it together to just like remember like just little things like, oh damn, like you've never really like been there for me. Like you've always just kind of like been selling something. Like you do the ad reads too. And then, so then he would start thinking about, no, like my mom. And then it's like, wait, my mom has never wanted me to like leave this town. And she's always found a reason for me to stay. Right now, I think at this point, like his mom is trying to get him to like get his wife pregnant. So then they have kids. So now he really can't leave. And so like, it would just like all click. It's like, oh my God, everybody's in on it.
Yeah. So in that original script too, one of the first ideas, it still is present in this draft, but it was more so the case that they were really trying to push for Truman to impregnate Meryl. So that way they can have a spin-off show to where it's going to follow his son. And so they would coincide like 2 shows ago at the same time, where it'd be the Truman Show and then Truman's son show. Which
I think is where it gets even more messed up. Cause like, because we don't know if she like has like a husband like outside of this world.
I don't think she can. I'm not sure it's possible.
I don't know if it is possible, but let's say it is.
Okay.
And so like, let's say she like puts in her contract, she's like, I'll get pregnant, but through my real husband. So
it's not his son.
It's not his son.
Ooh.
Then you just think about like how all the different levels on how that's messed up. Like this, like if she is married to somebody in the outside world and like sacrifices her baby, now this father like doesn't even get to spend time with his son.
Yeah, no matter which way you cut it, it's fucked up.
It's so dark. Such a dark plot.
Yeah, because you really could go super dark. Like we were kind of mentioning it last night when we watched it. It was like, I mean, during a psychotic break, when he starts to realize that nothing's real, nobody's reacting to him, nobody's even giving him anything real. Because like when he's with his buddy, when he like tries to confide in his buddy and saying like, hey, some things are off. Like when he first starts getting suspicious, he claps real loud and like turns around and claps to the whole crowd. He's like, did anything happen? He's like, dude, no. He's like, exactly. Why did nobody look at me? I just fucking clapped so loud in the store. That's a weird thing to do. Nobody looked at me. What is that about? Who are these people?
Like normal people would just like, if I was in the middle of a gas station, just like,
people are going to turn their head. Be like, what?
Yeah.
But nobody does. And that scene is also cool too, because if you watch his buddy as he's stalking the vending machine, he stalks him. And then when Truman turns around, he grabs a couple of them out and then restocks them because he's just trying to fill time, because he's like just trying to seem like he's more busy than he actually is.
Yeah. There's another that, yeah. I actually didn't notice that, but I do notice that like when he's walking around the street, I can't remember if it's when he's paranoid or if it's just he's normally walking down the street, but there is like a trash guy, like the dude that just like kind of pokes at like newspapers that are on the ground.
Sure.
He like pokes and picks them up. He's just poking at nothing but air. And he's just like filling up the trash bag like with nothing. Like, so it is funny that like these actors, they're like bad actors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why maybe they've like found themselves on the show. But it does make me think. So the bus driver and also the ferry captain, like he's a good person, I think, because like the bus breaks down, so now he can't go to Fiji or Chicago, I think is where he was going actually. And so the bus driver like looks at him and he's like, "I'm sorry." And I think that was like a genuine "I'm sorry." But now I'm wondering, like, did he actually, like with the ferry, like did the ferry actually break? Did he break that, or is it because like he really is an actor and doesn't know how to drive that boat?
I think it's probably both. But he can't drive the boat because he's like, I'm an actor. I'm the bus driver. But
he doesn't say that. The other guy like says that.
Oh, they're actors. You're right. He says
the other guy's like, they're actors. He can't drive a boat. Like
right. But
or is he just like, no, like fuck this. Like Truman needs to be free. And, like,
I think with the bus, they told him to stall the bus.
Yeah.
So that way they can get him off and he can't travel. I mean, they start the bus. You know how they can get him out of it.
Yeah. So then with the ferry, it's like, no, like I'm not doing that again. Like this guy clearly wants out.
Yep.
It's oh my god. And then the nuclear leak.
Yeah.
It's just so funny because like you're seeing it from Truman's perspective at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And so like clearly he's put it together just with the traffic in the car when he like does the circle and then he comes out and he's like, wow, would you look at that? There's just no cars anywhere to be found. Like, and that was like traffic for miles.
Right.
So it's like clearly he knows. But then like when he goes across the bridge, gets through like just this weird little strip of fire.
Yep.
And then nuclear leak and they're chasing him through the woods. It's just like, of course he knows now.
Mm-hmm. And that scene's cool because when they do capture him, it's almost like trying to capture an animal to put it back in captivity, put him back in a cage. They're wrangling an animal. Because there's a shot where he's like behind the woods and it's like looks luscious and you know like he's a wild animal. And so all these guys just kind of wrangle him down just like an animal. So they kind of just give you that sense of like, damn, dude, this is an animal in captivity. Let this shark go free.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good casting though to like have Jim Carrey as this role though.
Oh, 100%.
Because I like he was obviously known for just like kind of the goofy, crazy like comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're also trying to capture like that innocence with like that I think Jim Carrey just like kind of provides.
Yeah, because like during a psychotic break, that's when you get to see the real Jim Carrey, like the funny Jim Carrey we all know come out. But then there's some dramatic scenes where his acting is like stellar.
100%. I think that's like a big thing that we're starting to understand now, that like people that come from comedy are really, really talented at playing dramatic roles. Like like just people that start in comedy like are really like some of the best actors we have. And Jim Carrey, I feel like kind of led that charge because like this is a messed up movie. I think when it came out, everybody like our age and above was like, damn, this is like dark. This is some pretty twisted stuff. And Jim Carrey like just does such a great job.
Yeah. They had go back to his friend. They had a deleted scene in this movie where they showed that his friend actually does care about him, even though he is lying to him the whole time. He really does care about Truman because there was a scene where when they're searching for him, he actually finds Truman, but he lets him go.
No shit.
He's like, all right, I'll let you go, dude. Because like they actually had a real friendship, even though it was all staged and controlled.
It's fake.
I mean, in the beginning of the movie,
well, because like there's just so many levels to this. Because like obviously you're faking this friendship, but like you do love this dude, and like you like don't want to hurt this guy. You know like how fragile this bad news will be when he does find out.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, in the beginning of the movie, you hear the friend when he's doing the interview before the movie starts. He says, "None of it's fake. Like all of it's real. Like Truman's real. The whole show's real." He said, "It's just controlled." So he's like, you know, that can give you the sense that as he believes their friendship is real, it's just that it's controlled, and they tell him what to say.
AKA not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were saying that they had some struggles. The director and Jim Carrey had struggles together. One of the main struggles that caused them to not enjoy working together in the beginning was because in their contract for Jim Carrey to sign on, he had full authority to demand rewrites. And he used that power to improv a lot of lines. And so in the beginning, the director didn't like that he was improving all these lines. But as it started to work together and communicate, the director realized how good Jim Carrey's improvisation. Is that how you say it?
Improv.
How good his improv skills are. And so then they started communicating a little bit more, and he was really happy with how he would communicate. He would improv scenes. Like a big improv scene that Jim Carrey just did on his own was at the very end of the movie when he draws a astronaut of himself, and he talks about, I'm on planet Trumania, or whatever he says.
Yeah.
That was completely improv. Like the next scene, he drew himself with curly hair and a dress. And like, so every single, like all those scenes, he's just improving them. And, you know, ended up being a good one because him being a spaceman actually fits into the theme of the movie with him having to go out and explore the new world. Like he's going to break out of this world he's in to be an explorer, just like how an astronaut would probably be.
Yeah, I bet that would be tough. So like if you're a director that doesn't really believe in improv or minimal improv, there's Jim Carrey we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This dude, he lights up the screen and you can tell that it's like Jim Carrey that was doing it.
Yep.
Because I think did The Mask come out before this movie? That's like one of the early movies I remember ever seeing just
me too.
in life.
Yeah, I like this movie.
So this came out, what, like 4 years before?
94. Truman Show came out 98, so 4 years before.
4 years before. So you just know what you're getting with Jim Carrey at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So like, of course, like it's just interesting to think that the director was annoyed that Jim Carrey like put that power in his contract. But Jim Carrey, in his mind, he's like, no, like you want me to be able to do this because I'm going to light it up.
Right.
And you're going to love what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Which ended up being the case, I guess. So
Robert Eggers, the most infamous film critic of all time, he wrote that Jim Carrey will never be a serious or a good actor. Like he's a shit actor after watching Ace Ventura. Like he just like basically just tore apart his career. It's like, you're terrible. But after the Truman Show, he had like a full apology. He was like, I'm sorry, Jim Carrey.
Really?
You are solid. I take back what I said.
Oh, that's pretty
cool. You can
cool.
do it.
That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, there again, like the one where he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? To his wife. Great performance.
Yeah, it's like funny to us, but it's also like we're kind of like on the side of Truman. Like, you're just like, you're in disbelief as the audience.
Right.
You're like, no way. You just put an ad read right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at him. He's shaking. He's all over the place. He just had a full on manic episode. Like, so like, it's funny, but it's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like perfect.
And it's fun watching the movie over and over again because you get to pick up on like little hints that they have of it being staged. Like some of them go into your nose when you watch them, but you can kind of start picking up more because they do it so well where there's just every single thing gives you a hint to the fact that this is some staged deal and how controlled Truman's life is. Obviously, like the ad placements are pretty obvious in your face. Like whenever the two twins shove them up against the wall, you see the ad and the camera moves in to show the ad. So again, controlled there.
But I think even like the first time that they do that, you can already see, like, because this isn't the first time they've done it to him.
Right.
But he's been like noticing it. So like in that scene, you can like see, he like looks at like the poster. He's like kind of disgruntled. He's like, get your fucking hands off me.
Mm-hmm.
Because for us, this is our first time seeing it, but he's 30. So these twins have been pushing him against that sign
every
for like
day.
Like a long time. So he's just like, damn, like this thing changed again, just like, and like it's the same exact spot. Just they caught me here at the same exact moment, so like he's already like kind of paranoid,
right?
Just in that initial reaction.
And those two twins, they were actually security guards on set that they ended up casting as the twins in the movie. Like they weren't actors; they were just the security guards who were twins. Like, hey, that'd be cool to have two twins in the show to be the guys that stop him.
No way.
So they were just security guards on the set that became the actors. And then another like cool.
Talk about a payday right there. Yeah, what?
Another cool character that was just a set person. I think it was the assistant art director. Was the guy that popped up during Truman's Christmas when he was a kid. He comes out of the president. He's like, I'm on the Truman Show.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a couple of those. So
that was the assistant art director, I believe, on set.
In the movie or the Truman Show?
In the movie.
It's hard to keep up.
Part
of the making of the movie.
The making of the movie. He was an assistant art director. Yes.
Yeah. Because there's that. And then who's the guy that they show for a brief moment, like, skydiving, and he like lands on set with like a parachute, kind of. Like, who was that? Like
just some fan, I guess. I don't know who the actual person was that was acting. If it had to just been a stunt guy because he literally parachuted onto set.
I know, but I'm confused like how he got in.
Yeah, me too, a little bit.
Yeah, like
maybe there's a door.
It's not a real sky.
Maybe there's a door on the roof. He climbed the roof and I don't know.
It's not like I'm not trying to like pick it apart too much, but I remember like seeing that. I was like, wait, how'd he do that?
Well, it is a massive set. Like you can see it from space.
Sure,
so the sky is probably insane heights amount. So it's possible to. I mean, people jump off of giant skyscrapers to skydive. So the distance makes sense, but I guess maybe I would assume there's a roof, the door latch on the top or something like that.
Yeah. I do like the detail that he has to take vitamin D pills.
Yeah.
Because there's no sunlight.
Right.
Which, he's so fucked when he gets out to the real world, especially now. Like if you were to think about like Truman escaped in like 1998, because it's set in the present time when it was made. So if he's made it to 2025, oh my God. Talk about paranoid. Everybody's just got their phone. It's like the cameras aren't even hidden anymore.
Yeah, dude. And then another like small ones that kind of suggest that he's in this fictional world and his life's controlled. In the beginning, when he's in his office for the first time, we see him working. He is calling about Fiji again. Or it's the first time he calls about Fiji. And right when he picks up the phone to call, that one of his coworkers comes up with a newspaper and it says something along the lines of Sea Haven is the best place in the world. Like a newspaper was saying that this is the best place to live in the world. So like right when he's calling about going to Fiji, they send an actor in to go rush in and say, hey, no, actually this is the best place. Fiji sucks, So, all the little moments they had to control him. Whenever he has the meeting where he has to cross the bridge or take the ferry because he's scared of the water. So they, have him where he has to go sell some insurance claim to somebody. When he goes and walks on the bridge, you notice that the actor is like peering out from his little booth to like watch, like, is Truman about to walk across that bridge? Did he conquer his fear? It's like you watch that actor.
Is today the day?
Yeah. So he's infatuated by the show. So he's going to be watching to see if Truman's going to do it because everybody's watching this man's life.
Yeah. Well, I also think that's like a pretty interesting like way that they do it because like at this point, everybody that's tuning into the Truman Show is tuning in to see if he's actually about to figure out that he's in a show. That's just,
And then when he first meets his crush, the girl that's named Sylvia, Lauren in the Truman Show fake world, right when they make eye contact, because in that scene, they're about to set up his love interest. She's going to get introduced in the show for the first time. And so when he looks at Sylvia, you notice immediately a man crouches right behind her to tell her something. So it's probably a crew member or somebody, that's working the set to be like, hey, stop looking at Truman. You're not the love interest.
Yeah.
So you see him crouch immediately. Then he leaves. And then they obviously take her away whenever it starts to get, they start to actually really get eyes for each other. So little detail there. And then, this one's a little bit more obvious, but whenever he's talking to his crush, he's like, hi, or konnichiwa. And then she's like, what? Because she's studying Japanese, but she's not actually studying Japanese. She's like, what are you talking about? Because she's just an actor who just has papers in front of her. And then she also doesn't know her name. He's like, Lauren, is your name right there? He's like, oh, right, Lauren. Yeah. Yeah. That's not her name. So, there's a ton more, obviously, but it's fun to watch to try to pick up all the little details. Because once you know the story and you've seen it once and maybe twice, you really pick up a ton of stuff.
Yeah. They just throw in probably endless Easter eggs in there. And like one other thing that's just like so messed up. It's so funny. It's like they kill off his dad.
Yep.
Just to establish that he's afraid of water.
So cause huge trauma.
So you wonder like how long that had been playing. Like, all right, Dad, like you're in this role for about 12 years. Like, what if he just knew from day one, like to get Truman to like stay, we're going to have to like traumatize him. And so we're going to like kill you off like year 12 of Truman.
Yeah. And
so but then they bring him back. And I don't know if they like necessarily brought him back or if like
he broke onto set.
I think he broke onto set.
I think they say that. I don't remember.
Well, because they cover up and so like the reason he breaks on a set is because like he raised Truman. So he probably was just like, no, I fucking love this kid. Like he's a good kid. You can't take me away from him.
He's kind of my kid.
Yeah. And so then the interview that Christof has, like with the 60 Minutes guy,
the 30th anniversary special.
It's he's like, what did the dad tell him? He was like, amnesia. And the guy's like, brilliant. It's like what?
That's the most cliche, horrible writing. That's reality TV show writing. Yes.
But it's just like the whole thing is so messed up. And it's really messed up because you're like, fuck, like Truman bought it too.
Yeah.
Like, because it would make sense that his dad was just like, lost at sea, like got amnesia, like just lost my memory of everything. But like, you know, I slowly started to like put pieces back in my head and like made my way back to you.
Yep.
So, but just the delivery of like amnesia. Brilliant.
Yeah. Going off
you're so annoyed because you're like, of course Truman fell for it.
Yeah, going off the trauma with his dad. So the writers, or the guy that wrote it, and the director, they wanted it to be bulletproof with all the logic. Like they wanted to have every question that the audience might have, they wanted to have an answer for it, and have at least thought it out. Because if there's any cracks in the story, people be like, oh, that couldn't happen. Mm-hmm. So they really wanted to dial it in significantly. And so this is like a little point they kind of had to look into, but whenever his dad drowns, Truman actually gets his dad's ring because his dad wears that like spy ring. It's a ring with a black diamond on it, and that's just a camera. Is what that ring is. And so you see Truman wearing it afterwards. So you see, okay, I guess Truman got his dad's ring before his dad died. So now Truman gets to wear a camera on his hand the whole time, so they can always track where Truman is.
Yeah.
But when he meets his dad, he likely gave his dad the ring back because I don't think you see the ring on his finger again afterwards. And so that's the way that Truman's allowed to escape and leave, is because he's not wearing a camera on himself at all times. So they can't track his exact location like they always have been able to. So that's why he's able to escape, is because he doesn't have that tracker on his finger anymore, or the camera, or whatever it is. So, you know, that just kind of makes logic where you're like, okay, that's why he was able to escape, and they couldn't find him because he took that ring off and gave it back to his dad. So now they don't know exactly where he is at all times. They can kind of watch him with the cameras, because you kind of think like, how can he escape when there's cameras literally everywhere on the town? Like, how's he able to escape? But, you know, obviously beforehand, you can just believe that they all thought everything was okay, because, you know, he went through his day normally right before he escapes. He's like doing the whole thing he always does. He's going through his normal routine, acting the same. Because like you notice he's kind of planning to escape in the morning scene when they're like, oh no, because he goes, hello, and he's talking to the camera.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh shit, does he know what's going on?
Yeah.
And then he starts to do his whole normal routine, but at the end he goes, that one was for free, and then walks away.
Yeah.
So he still is talking to the camera, right? He knows it's there. But that's just a moment there where you realize that, okay, he does know that he's on a show or something.
Yeah, which is funny because like Christof, he's the one that like puts together that he escaped. You know, because the guy is explaining to him, he was like, yeah, I mean, he's asleep in the basement. Christof is just like, he never does that.
Yeah.
That's weird. Mm-hmm. Like, why did he just have a quote unquote normal day and he ended it sleeping in the basement?
Yeah. He said, when there's any odd behavioral activity, you have to let me know so we can figure out what we got to do to fix this problem.
And so the guy was like, I don't know. He had a normal day and then he slept in the basement. And so Christof is like, but you think about it. These guys have just watched him all day for 30 years.
And it's the nighttime when they kind of can take a break.
Yeah. And they're like, dude, I don't know. Like, he didn't do anything weird today. Like, he just like slept in the basement. But Christof hasn't watched any of it. Mm-hmm. So when they just give him the short summary of like, he had a normal day, but he slept in the basement, Christof immediately is like, well, that's fucking weird. Mm-hmm. And why is he doing that?
Yep. And so like the main crew member too, that's the one, that's what's the actor's name? Hold on. Paul Giamatti. I did not know that was his name.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Paul Giamatti. I think you got it right too.
So he's like the head guy, it seems like, when Christof isn't around. But because Truman has been getting suspicious of it all, you notice that before that scene, he's reading the newspaper, eating that pizza, and he's on the classified page, which is where you can find new jobs. Because he's like, this job's got to be over. Truman's on to us. So he's like looking for new jobs. So then that also adds the logic of him not being so attentive because he's trying to look for a way out of the job. So he's not going to be on point because he's kind of like quiet quitting almost, where he's, you know, not super prevalent on the watching Truman. He's like, he's sleeping, whatever. And he's looking at new jobs.
Yeah.
So that, again, they bulletproof the script to where everything makes sense of how Truman was able to be fooled. And then everything's just tight. It's just such a well-written movie where the logic is sound in every single spot.
Yeah. There is like kind of the taking the side of Christof, who because like as the audience, you could see like why it would obviously make for such good entertainment that Truman like finds out about the show and then like escapes. But for Christof, he sees him, I think, as a person and is like, I gave him a good life. But Christof also understands like, dude, if he actually, the day he escapes from here, it's over. Like we shattered his trust in humanity.
All this money we spent on this set too.
Yeah. But like even if he does make it out, that's not really a happy ending because like he's never going to trust again. He's going to be like this super famous dude that only is going to feed more into his paranoia that like he never even escaped. You know, it's just not... It really, I think it's safe to assume that Truman does not have a happy life when he escapes.
There's no way.
There's just no way.
And that's why the ending is perfect too, because Truman's last line, Christof is speaking to him and it's the finale of the show. Hopefully not, but it is. Yeah. And so Christof is wanting Truman to say some powerful message or something to wrap the show up beautifully. But all he says is this canned line that he says every morning that's like anticlimactic because Truman, that's Truman sticking it to him one more time before he leaves. Like, I'm not going to give you a moment, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just great to have Truman say that canned line at the end, just to bring it back to the beginning and then to give Christof a shitty ending to his, you know, mastermind show.
So, okay, yeah, I know I did just say that Christof cares about Truman, but right there, he just kind of showed me that I'm not really right because, like,
he cares about him in a way.
No, because Truman, his whole universe was quite literally just shattered. He just sailed to the edge of the world and, like, broke free. Everything. So now he knows. And Christof, instead of, well, first off, he takes the God route. He literally plays God by talking to him in the sky.
I am the creator.
Yes. And then in this like final moment of like Truman, who's like probably just super vulnerable and like scared and heartbroken that everything's a lie. And Christof says like, well, say something, like the whole world's watching. It's like, dude, you have no remorse, you have no like sympathy for what this guy's going through.
He's also willing to kill Truman when Truman's on the water. The guy's like, you're gonna kill him. He's like, well, he was born on camera. It's like, let him die on camera, bitch. And then literally like forces the guy's, you know, Paul Giamatti's character, he's like, I'm not gonna do that, like we're gonna kill him. It's like, do it, and then jacks the wind up in the waves. And then
to me, I think that's just like what happens when a man becomes too powerful. He's like, no, like he's addicted to playing God.
And it's cool that his character's name is Christof. Christ is in his name. So playing God. But I like it how they have his name is Christof.
Yeah.
Christ off center of what it really is. Like he's trying to play God.
That's a catch right there.
It's still off.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
You know,
fuck Christof.
Yeah. He cares about Truman as a product, not as a human.
Right.
You know, because it's
because now the show's over. So there it goes. It's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
They maybe find another baby to film from birth. But who wants to watch that again? It's like Truman Part 2, the sequel.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
I bet they did. And I bet Hollywood would. I bet in a world, like in this world, Hollywood was like, we'll do it again.
Yeah, exactly. And then Truman's, it's pretty obvious that he's going to go back and meet Sylvia. He's going to probably go find her. Because it was in the first draft. They didn't show you, but he's literally has her picture of him when he's sailing. So he's going to go find her. And so she's an advocate for stopping it. So if they ever try to do it again, Truman, the star of the Truman Show, is going to probably be a big advocate for saying, no, we're not doing this again. Stop this. This should be illegal.
Should be illegal.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy that it's legal in this movie.
You can't do it twice.
A corporate company bought the rights to a baby. Yeah, like
a human life.
A corporation adopted a baby.
Yeah.
So he's just a product. And it's kind of cool because it is corporate ran and it's so much ad placement and it's just this giant production company that's owning Truman's life. And so it's kind of funny. There's a line that his friend says that they probably fed him when Truman's talking about, I think I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to get away. He's like, Truman, you have the best job. You have a desk job. He's like, that's awesome. Because good thing in corporate media or corporate companies want you to love a desk job. Yeah. That's their whole point of like getting you on a desk to work and do the stuff. So of course, a corporate ran production is going to say a desk job is the best job because they want more people to work at their desks. So just tying it into that corporate theme, again, the writing is just so tight.
It's pretty cool because like at this point in Hollywood, you had Office Space, you had Fight Club, and then that line right there, like you kind of include the Truman Show. of like people were really starting to wake up to the idea that desk jobs are really not that great.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying it's like fucking slavery.
Right.
But for me personally, it's like just not the ideal.
Yeah.
Like if you can do it, more power to you.
Right.
But like this was definitely one of those like fight the system movies.
Mhm.
Like fuck your desk job. Like go be a soda vendor or
Mhm.
something, you know, like
Right.
be on your feet, that type of thing. So it was pretty cool. Like they incorporated that in there along with like, that was just kind of a thing that was happening in the 90s. People
Mhm.
were like, dude, no, like you should not be sitting at a desk from 9 to 5, like
Right.
for 30 years of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So just, you
Yeah,
know,
the baby boomers were big in that of like corporate
Mhm.
jobs, getting a steady job is good.
Right.
And then, the next generation was like, nope, fuck that.
yeah.
So
So
it's
yeah,
good. And
good,
then
good incorporation of that.
another cool little detail showing you that it's fake is that the wall that Truman gets pushed up on for them to show the chicken ad and the other ad that they showed with the two twins, his clients, there's a drain that's half covered by the wall. So that just tells you it's a fake wall. It's a fake building because there's a drain on the ground, but the wall's covering half the drain. You don't build a drain
Yeah.
underneath a wall. So again, it's a fake wall. So like, I mean, it's just a brilliant movie. Like they literally like tied everything together so well. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, and then another detail with it, because they said that everything on the show is for sale. The wardrobe, all the products, everything's for sale.
Yeah.
And so whenever Meryl is like, I think it's when Truman maybe is starting to get suspicious. I don't remember exactly when it is in the movie, but she like kisses him on the cheek. She's like, let's go to bed. Right. Trying to seduce him to like get his mind off it. Let's just go have sex. I'm your prostitute, baby. She's wearing this like silver flower robe. And then whenever you cut to the old ladies on the couch that are watching the show, part of the movie's audience, she's wearing the same robe because she bought the robe that Meryl's wearing because everything on the show is for sale.
Oh my God.
Again, the details.
The
It's
details.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
Well, and I don't know this for sure, but like, I bet if we were to go back, like I think about the guy, his best friend, Truman's best friend, he's always bringing like the 1 6-pack of like the same beer.
Mhm.
So I would bet money that like at the bar that they like keep cutting back to, I bet there's like shots of that beer.
I think there
Like in
actually
that-
is.
I would bet money.
I think they are selling that beer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I would bet money.
And then another cool little detail that they added in the movie is that when they're looking at Truman's childhood photos, there's one picture of him. He's dressed up as a clown, maybe for Halloween or something. And he's holding the bars of his crib. Almost looks like a prison shot.
Oh yeah.
So he's a clown in a prison, like in a cage. He's in his crib, but the photo looks like he's in a cage.
Yeah.
And so he's basically a clown entertaining
He's just
the
used
world
for the entertainment. Yeah.
in this prison world.
That's a good detail. Yeah.
And then I guess we can maybe wrap it up here, but going back to like Christof, it's interesting. It's just like a cool thought and a premise for a movie to where Christof's main goal is to create a real show with truth in it. Like he wants to show the real life of this man.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way he can achieve that is by faking everything around Truman.
Yeah.
So like, the whole entire set's fake. So he's trying to get truth by faking everything.
Yeah.
So it's just like an interesting twist of like how you can get truth out of the reality show. It's just like a deep kind of concept to where, you got to fake it all to make it real.
Well, because kind of on that, like I always thought it was interesting that like if you were actually Christof and you got to create a world centered around this one life and it's just convincing this one life that his reality is real, you could, in theory, choose like a completely different reality. Like you could like take out the concept of like the sun rising and the moon, or like just anything. Like you could totally change the course of everything. But the reason that wouldn't work is because like all the actors around him, like it's easier for them to like have to explain things. Like when Truman like has questions about like the reality of like mom, like why does the sun rise like every day? Just like little kid questions like that. They like don't have to like learn a whole new world or something. I always thought like
you can control everything he believes.
And he does. I mean, he literally like rises the sun when it's like, 2 a.m.
Cue the sun.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
God.
Just imagine like if Truman didn't know and like that just happened. He's like, oh, the world's ending.
Mm-hmm. Well, they try to fake it like it's normal because everybody gets in there. Everybody go to one.
Yeah.
They all go to their like morning positions to start their day. And so they try to fake it like it's the sun just set early that day.
Yeah.
You know, it's just an anomaly. You don't know how nature works, Truman.
Yeah.
You didn't know today's the early sunrise day. Happens
Which is
once every 10,000
like,
years.
Yeah, because like see right there. You think about like the amnesia line that he gives, like Truman's just gonna believe it because like, oh, okay,
He doesn't
like,
know any better.
yeah. It's like if you just had the whole world tell him like, oh yeah, Truman's fine. It's like not a big deal. It'd be like, oh okay,
Mhm.
all right, like I guess we're good. But
Yeah.
he would have just said that like, oh yeah, just a crazy anomaly, haha.
The movie, it's kind of almost like what we go through today. It's like we're all kind of like Truman, to where these giant media companies create stories and like every problem that Truman has, the newspaper feeds him the answer to make him seem like it's okay. Like, no, don't worry. It's actually this. And so you look at it today, that's kind of what stories do today. They're like, new controversy comes up. Well, actually, here's the truth. That's not the truth. Just believe us. We got you. Don't worry. We care about you.
That was a normal way of saying that too. Now imagine you're like already just a paranoid person, just a little bit. And then you see this movie and you're like, is somebody trying to tell me something?
Yeah. That's how you get the Truman Show delusion.
Yep.
The Truman syndrome.
Yep.
All right. Shall we rate the Truman Show?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right. What is your official rating of the Truman Show?
My official rating of the Truman Show is that of a 10 out of 10.
Damn, we broke the 10 mold for you. You were anti-10. Now you're just throwing them out willy-nilly.
I think this is like just kind of the perfect movie for just everything that the world, like just the world building in this is perfect.
Yeah.
I think everything that this movie set out to be was executed perfectly. On one hand, it would have been interesting to see them take like a much darker route, but I think again, making the choice of like, no, you have to like show how they would market the Truman Show in today's time, which is that of you can't be showing the whole world like
horrible things,
horrible stuff. You just can't do it. You have to like censor it as much as you can. You have to like kind of make the
you would think the audience
you just have
evil.
you just have to make it as lighthearted as possible because this is family content.
Yeah, you wouldn't relate to the audience like, oh, I guess the world's evil.
You're right.
You know, but it's not the world's evil. They're infatuated like everybody is about, reality TV. It's just Christof is evil.
Yeah. So I think just in that sense, like that's why, like, so the acting is 10 out of 10. Jim Carrey, obviously, like, I don't know if this necessarily changes his career, but it definitely like tells the world that Jim Carrey is like not just here for like SNL type movies.
He's with the shits.
On top of that, everybody else in this movie like plays the role of like an actor that is constantly having to improv, but like they're also not necessarily good actors. That's why they're on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Or like they're like nervous all the time. You know, everybody on screen like just kind of played that well. I think about like his best friend, like having to like feed him lies because Christof is telling him like what to say.
Mm-hmm.
You can see like in the line when he tells Truman like I would never lie to you. Like he can't even look at him.
Yeah, he has trouble getting the words out.
Yeah. The wife, as much as I hate her, she's so good.
Yep.
She's so good.
Yep.
Writing, again, 10 out of 10. This concept is literally like it caused people to lose their minds. That's got to be like an insane form of art.
Yeah. Yeah.
Editing, 10 out of 10. Cinematography, 10 out of 10. I think it's just genius that it's all shot, for the most part, like how the audience would see the Truman Show.
Yep.
And they nail that. Enjoyability, 10 out of 10. On top of the fact that this is such a well done movie, it's so good that it's an hour 40, but sometimes it feels like it's forever watching it, and sometimes it like kind of goes by. There's really no concept of time. For me, that always says like this is a good film because I didn't even give a damn like how much time it was taken out of my day.
Right.
And so yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 movie.
I have a 9.2 out of 10. Acting, 9.5. Solid acting all around. Writing, 10 out of 10. Can't write a better script than this. It's just so tight, logical, concise, on theme, on point. Details are there. Brilliant. Editing, 8 out of 10. Thought it was really good. Cinematography, 9 out of 10. I think it only loses a point because I'm going to give credit to people that make movies look beautiful and the movie's not beautiful, but they shouldn't do that still because you have to make it look realistic. So it's not really a fault of the movie. I just think that
it's just because of the way you've decided to make this movie. You just have to sacrifice like beautiful cinematography because it doesn't make sense.
Right. So
I'm
just going to not make it perfect because I want to give credit to the people that can make a movie look just absolutely beautiful. So that's still, it's not a fault. And then enjoyability, 9.5 out of 10. Love the movie. Total, 9.2 out of 10 for The Truman Show. All right, you got any final thoughts on this bad boy?
It's a beautiful film. Says a lot about society. I love the cutbacks to the guy that's like living in his bathtub pretty much.
Yeah.
And so like he has literally just centered his entire life. Like he's scared of the outside world and he loves the comfort that Truman will always be taken care of. And so he is heartbroken that Truman has left the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Because now he too has to go face the outside world because he has no escape.
Yep.
So don't get too deep into podcasts, movies, video games, whatever. Sometimes you got to go outside and touch some grass.
Yep. And it's kind of my little final point is at the very end, whenever the two security guards that have been watching the show the whole time, it just kind of tells true to our attention spans of like how much this guy went through. And like, you don't really have, the audience doesn't really have in full touch with his humanity of like who he is as a person. Cause they're just, they're just the audience. They're just watching it.
Just a guy on a TV screen. They can't think of him as a real person.
So at the very end, they're like, all right, what else is on? And they just like change the channel and then they forgot about the Truman Show already. So it just kind of goes to how our attention spans are and how much people sacrifice and how much lives maybe get ruined to provide entertainment. And then people will just like, all right, what's next? So that like, it's not worth creating the show to ruin somebody's life because they might be infatuated by it. They might love it, but still at the end of the day, they're just going to flip something else on when it's over.
Yep.
It's okay. It's just a TV show for them. So just a good little message there at the end, just to wrap it up beautifully at the end there. The Truman Show.
The Truman Show.
Solid watch. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Comment below your thoughts on The Truman Show. Let us know what you think about this movie. Give us your rating out of 10. We love to see y'all break those down. It's always fun to see how you guys rank all the movies.
Let us know what we missed.
Yep.
Probably missed like 1,000 things in this movie.
Yeah, 100%.
So.
Yeah. Send us your favorite details that we didn't talk about here. And then if we miss anything that you guys think, let us know. Give us some more insight to what you've noticed from this movie. Leave us a like on YouTube. Subscribe. Give us a review if you're listening on Apple or Spotify. We'll catch y'all next week. We're out.
Trying to buy my next meal. Seems all I do is drive. And when the boss man sends my next check in the mail, I'll have enough for closing time. And I've been cussing like a sailor since I ran out of weed. My tank is running dry.